So this tasty little green guy over here is a Megalith. I cooked up a couple days ago. I figured I'd make a little updated demo since I haven't played with the Megalith in a little while. Dropped it to D. This thing just rocks on the low end. Just a ferocious pedal. I laid it out same as like the stock kind of pedal, so you got output, you got just a tremendous amount of gain on tap, and headroom there. This is for the more heavy, is for the boost. So it's cool if you want to rock a solo or if you just want to melt faces and add a ton of low end. So input, just gets really searing. I changed out the transistor combination in it, and I just really like what I picked out over time. I got this thing really where I like it. So when you crank it down low, it's kind of like a muff. And I added the fourth setting, so it takes a lot of the bass out, but getting into the stock ranges, it's just tons of low end. A lot of like the Russian muff, but just with way more meanness to it. So as you crank the gain up on the input, you get a lot more of like just really saturated, awesome, crazy harmonic content. And it just sustains forever. It's really cool. Awesome. All the way up, you start to get that little bit of like splatteriness to it. So it's pretty awesome. Notch, it just kind of eventually moves you along, like if you think of like an EQ, it changes where the center frequency would be. So it goes low to high. I made low this way, high that way. Just super deep, and then you got notch, which is whether you want to add it or cut it. So if you think of like arrow up is adding it, boosting those frequencies, or turning it down is going to cut or like mid scoop it. So like scooped like that. the slope is, if you think of how wide that wave would be, so how dramatic. So, you know, a little bit wider, a little bit skinnier, just really, you can really fine tune your Evil Doom ferocious setting, which is awesome. It just gets a little bit more full and fat because it's kind of like a booster on the very tail end. When you kick the boost on it, just kind of like adds a little bit more to it. So it's really nice. It's definitely like a little bit of a tone change enough to where it's like cool for leads or cool for just like having a mix drop in like for your song or something, so you can be like playing along with it. It's just really rad. It rocks on bass too. I'll switch over real quick just to give you a little taste of the dirty deep end here. Not a lot of pedals handle bass straight off the bat without any mods. This thing just handles it awesome. Up a little better on bass because you got those longer waves, so it's kind of cool. You can get like a really, really nice cranked amp type tone. All the way down. Here's the boost on. So pretty rocking. Just kick the gain up here like 9 o'clock. You can start to hear a little more tails there on the end. Kick it up, you know, like 11. Here's a little bit of halfway. Splattery. Just an awesome pedal. If you don't have anything that does the low end, this thing is just awesome. It's hard to stop playing it. Neighbors probably hate me because you can just hear this thing down the street. It just cranks. You can hook it up, like I have a Blackheart amp and like it's got bad reviews, like they're like, oh, there's no low end in the amp. This pedal, it just like, I don't know what it does, it digs it out of that thing. Like the JCM 900, some of those amps that just don't have a lot of low end, this thing just, it freaking finds it. It just cranks that input and just slams some bass in there. It's a pretty awesome pedal though. Bass players, guitar players. I haven't really hooked it up to anything weird like drum machines or anything, but I have a feeling this thing is just gnarly into anything you run into it. It just has awesome sustain, and for those like really doomy, long, drawn out, you know, just jung type notes. Really cool for layering with guitars and stuff like that if you're in a band and you want to be the guy that just can take a drink break and just hit one note. It's pretty awesome.